Hi, I'm Wilco, and in today's video I'm going to be getting the G7 train behind me from Beijing to Shanghai. Come and join me as I travel nearly 900 miles in the space of 4.5 hours on this amazing feat of engineering here from the Chinese. So if you're a train fan or you're just going to be looking at coming to China and you want to see what train travel is like here, then I'm going to show you how the train station works, how the tickets work, what it's like on board. So why don't you come and join me? Let's get on. So when ordering a taxi here in China, I was really worried at first because they don't have Uber, and I thought, how am I going to be able to do this? But actually, it's really simple. I would even argue it works better than the Western taxi services do. And I think part of the thing is there's choice, and it's all kind of funneled through one app. So you use Didi, and for example here, I'm getting a taxi from my hotel in Beijing to the train station, the southern train station. And you can see here all the options. Like, I'm going to try and get the cheapest option, which is 36 yen. It just says there no cars available right now. That's annoying. So if I try and request one of these, it will probably just tell me that it's not able to find a car. Oh no, it has found a car. 5 minutes away. So fast, but then it's cancelled that. Person's cancelled that apparently. Driver's unavailable. It's now requesting another one. But rather than me sit and wait, what I can do is go, okay, I'm willing to pay now 40 to include anybody who's a yellow taxi. So it's now searching for two different types, Discount Express and taxis. And it looks like it's found me a Discount Express who's 10 minutes away. I don't really want to wait 10 minutes, so I'm going to cancel this because I think there's a driver that's closer to me. And if it's the difference of like just a few pence, then so I'd say dispatch is too far away, submit. And this was strange at first, getting used to actually just cancelling something, because I just have never, if you do that on Uber, you get charged. So annoyingly, you'd have to put the destination in again. So Beijing South Railway Station. When you do go to railway stations, there'll be multiple entrances, so it doesn't really matter which one I found that you go to. I'm going to take Discount Express off of here because they don't have any cars. So it's going to be finding people who are like 10, 20 minutes away. So now it's just searching for a taxi. And the taxi is literally on this road. So he is about to get here now. That's crazy. See? Like, rather than stand and wait 10 minutes for an extra 40 pence, the guy is going to drive past me now. He's there. So fast. 你好. We're here, and like, you would be confused to think that this is actually an airport, not a train station. It's so big. But this is a train station here. They are all like this here in China. They're so big. And with all train stations here, you have to go through airport style security. So all your bags have to be scanned. So the next thing to do, once you have got through the security checks, is to then find where on earth your train is leaving from. Now, it's quite overwhelming at first when you come into these buildings because they're so big. Pretty much the way that they're all structured is, you've got a check-in gate that starts at a low number on one side, and it'll go all the way down to a high number on the other side. So, I'm actually here quite early. My train doesn't leave for another 2 hours, and there's a reason for that. I want breakfast here, so I'm going to show you what facilities are available here at the train station. This is Beijing South train station. One of the things I would say, first of all, you need to do is make sure you get to the right train station, because there's maybe like 5 or 6 different train stations in a city. There'll be like north, south, east, west. Then when you're looking at the train station to get here, you'll find there's like multiple entrances. I just came in through the west entrance. Doesn't really matter too much which entrance you come in through, because all of them lead you into this main hall, and if you don't know what gate your train's at, then you're gonna have to walk around anyway to find it. There's about 5,000 seats in this train station, and it can hold inside of this space here 10,000 people waiting for a train. That just gives you an idea of the scale of the train stations here. There's also something to be aware of is not all of the train stations in China have got facilities, so I have found that some of the train stations in the south, especially Yunnan province, did not have even a coffee shop. which I was surprised about. And my expectation was I could just turn up, get a coffee or get something to eat. Wasn't the case. Most of the train stations I found now in the mid to north of China as I've been traveling all have coffee shops, restaurants. I mean, I think this train station alone has 4 KFCs and at least 2 or maybe 3 McDonald's just in this one area. Also, one of the things you need to be aware of here is that a lot of places like these shops here, they don't really want you to order with them at the till because they're so busy. Everybody's coming here, they've got a train to catch, they just want to collect the thing that they've ordered. Everybody uses apps to order or pre-order and just collect. It's much more of a common thing here. I know it's something that's been introduced now a lot more in the UK, where you can pre-order your coffee or pre-order your thing for collection. But it is the main way that people order here. They don't generally pay at the till. But the issue is if you're a tourist and you can't either understand the language of the app or it's just too complicated and takes too long every time, then you sometimes have to make yourself known. So if you just stand at the till, you've got to kind of say, hello, can I order? Because if you don't, they're just going to ignore you because they're all busy packing stuff for pre-orders. So, how many KFCs are at this train station? Well, there's one over there, and then there's another one over there. And then, you won't be able to see this probably, there's another one, I can see the logo right over there, near number 3. It's mental. How is there 3 KFCs in one train station? I mean, I'm a huge fan of a KFC, so it's pretty bad. It's taking a lot of self-restraint not to go over there. And also, because when they give out the number on your ticket, which is 8050, but they're going to say it in Chinese, you have no idea whether that's your item or not to collect. So, yeah, sometimes you just have to also ask, oh, is this my ticket? It's quite difficult to know, especially when there isn't boards that tell you collecting this number now. So these are just my little tips I've spotted so far in my time here in China. So I've ordered myself a chocolate croissant and a iced latte. There's so many more iced drinks here available at Starbucks because it's just so hot here. And they have a nice little screen over here that's going to tell me when my number is ready for collection. It does give very much airport vibes, doesn't it? It's crazy. We have it. Now let's go find out where on earth our train is meant to be departing from. And then we can go and grab one of these 5,000 seats that are here in this station. So you can see above here, there's a sign that says passport holders are advised to use the manual channel. So that basically means that if you don't have a Chinese ID and you're an international traveller, then when you get to the ticket machines here, there is actually somebody who will be stood either at this side or someone will be stood either here. And what they do is actually they let you in through the side gate, they check your passport on there. The reason for that is that the passports will not work on any of these. This is only for Chinese residents. So it is very strange because here, generally, the train ticket that you have is your passport. The way that that works is when you book your train ticket, they're going to ask you for your passport number. So you need to have your passport details when you're booking a train ticket here. Then the scanning of your passport is your entry onto the platform. Now they don't let you onto the platform here until 30 minutes before your train is about to depart. The reason for that is because there's just so many people, so many trains that it would just be chaos. So that's why you can see here above each check-in station there's a train number, there's a time, and it tells you in which platform, whether it's platform 14, whether it's platform 15. So currently here it's boarding 2 trains. One leaves at 8:43, one leaves at 8:56. G33 and G1085. And actually you can see on the right hand side here this is telling you the carriage number. So if you're on carriage 1 to 10 you want to board through B, but if you're boarding on carriages 11 to 16 then you're going to be boarding on this side, because there's 16 carriages to that train G1085, and so if you end up boarding through there you're going to have quite the long walk to the opposite end of the platform, all the way down the other side. So this is just things I've picked up after after catching maybe about like 8 or 9 trains now here in China. So I don't know if my train will even be showing yet because I'm quite early. Yeah, it's not showing up yet. Maybe it's going to change screens. You can see here it does change between Chinese and English. So you just have to be patient and just wait for a couple of seconds. But yeah, it's too early for my train to be showing on there. But I have a feeling, based on what's on my information on my ticket, I think it's platform 1213, because it gives you an indication on here. So I'm going to go find a seat in this general area, because I think this is the right-ish. It actually looks like as well they have got like train numbers there where they actually provide seating as well. Interesting. If you book the business class, which is the most expensive, and you can get access to a lounge, which is over there. But I haven't done that here. It is not cheap. I mean, I have a first class ticket on this train and it's around £114, I think. Something like this. A blueberry cream cheese bacon. Who knew that was a thing? So, I think it's close to boarding time. Let's go and check the board, shall we? G7, 10 a.m. is boarding from gate number 13. So that is this way. I'm actually going to go get myself another coffee. Costa Coffee, available in China. Heading now down to platform 13. So actually that was right next to gate number 1. So let's see how long it's going to take for us to travel 13 different check-in stations. I mean, I'm almost there actually. Looks a lot bigger than it is, I think, once you get moving. That's the ticket check sorted out. Next step now is get down to the platform and then find where the train carriage is. Get on this escalator without falling off. There's handy little stops outside of each carriage, so you know where you're going to be. It might even be the case the train's already here because of it being such a long distance journey. Although I say long distance, it's 4.5 hours. But yeah, it looks like it is already here. How do you know where your coach is? So I booked all my tickets through trip.com, and I'll explain in a bit why, because it made things so much simpler. It means you actually see where your seat reservation is on the app before you get to the station. That was amazing. And also because you don't have physical tickets here, I think through your passport or your ID, it just means that like everything is digital. It's on your phone. It's like purely digital. So I'm heading to coach 16, which is first class. I actually completely forgot that I booked this first class ticket until I woke up this morning and checked. And I remember when I was thinking about, my last train in China, should I go first class? Should I splurge? And I thought, yeah, why not? Like, it's such an iconic journey from Beijing to Shanghai on one of the fastest trains. It's not the fastest. I'm going to go on the fastest train on the way to the airport in Shanghai. But it is one of the fastest trains in the world. Speed up to 350 kilometers an hour. So I thought, I'm going to treat myself. We're heading there now. This is the next carriage is first class, number 16. Aha! Here we go, 16. Yes. So one of the things you need to be aware of here is that they actually come around the carriage and check that all of these cables have all been pushed underneath. So if you don't have that tidied up, then people are going to come past the train and check that. So make sure that is properly up there. Also, if you've got suitcases and luggage, then you can either store them in here. There is limited availability of storage there, or you can also put them at the back of the carriage, usually behind the seats. Nice. So yeah, there's a bit more leg room in here than compared to second class, which I've travelled on so far on my journey here in China. So you've got nice little things like a little footrest here that comes down. And then also what I really like is that you've got this little ledge on the windows so you can rest your drink. Huge windows. Got a curtain here as well if you want to block out the sunlight. And you've got a tray table like you would do. The only disappointing thing, although actually this one does move forward, in second class they don't. In second class they're just locked in like this. And so because you get so much space here, it's like a Japanese train. Sometimes it can feel like it's a bit far away. So that's actually quite nice. you get a bit of extra movement. Let's have a look in the seat pocket. What have we got here? So interestingly, what I've spotted is everybody uses these sanitary bags as actually like bin bags here. So if they've got any waste, they collect it in this and then they hand it to the lady who comes around to collect rubbish. There's a travelling safety guide here. We should take the bullet train near the Great Wall of China in the snow, which I don't think is a route it takes. Having been there yesterday and knowing that it takes a bus to get there. Wow. And it breaks down a different... So this is the business class cabin here. Ooh, I wonder if we have this option as well. Oh my gosh, you've also got a table at the side here. We'll get to that in a minute. This is exciting. Okay, so you've got hooks obviously here if you want to like hang your jacket. Plug socket here with USB. And a USB-C. That's unheard of. I've not seen USB-C anywhere yet, so that's pretty good. What is it that I've just spotted here? So first thing to note is that you'll find on all of the trains in China they have this QR code for the train app. The train app is called Railway 12306. Now this was recommended to me by my neighbour, and they were saying, you know, use this app to book trains. I'll be honest, it didn't work for me. It was a nightmare. It didn't work. It wouldn't load any times. If it did, some trains were missing. When I tried to register, it wouldn't allow me to put my date of birth in because of the way that it had a calendar that popped up, and like I couldn't go back to like my year of birth. It was overlapping with something else, and so after like 20 minutes of trying to register on that app, I just gave up and I went through trip.com. And the reason why I went through trip.com is because I'd already started to book some hotels through there. Now, to book hotels, to book travel, to book attractions, you need your passport details because that is your like ticket to a lot of things here. So because I'd already provided my name, my passport, ID, etc. to trip.com, it meant it saves them. So whenever I was making any future bookings, it just said, just confirm which passport is using this booking. So it made things so much simpler. I didn't have to keep entering my passport number every single time I wanted to book. So that's why I used it. And then after I arrived here, I realised that having used 12 Go Asia, like that actually gives you a physical ticket. So you have to get here an hour early. You have to go collect the physical ticket before you can get here. So when I realised Trip.com wasn't like that, Trip.com you just show up, your passport, it's all digital, it shows you your seat number in the app, it shows you your carriage. I was like, right, that's the way forward here. So for me, personally, I'd recommend it. They're not paying me, but it just made my life so much easier knowing that my passport details were saved. I could book very quickly. Like if you are booking more than 2 weeks ahead, you won't get a confirmation. What will happen is they'll say, yes, we've received your request to buy the ticket. Tickets don't go on sale here until around 2 weeks before. So what will happen is they have people that wait and then book the ticket when it comes on sale. And then you get a second message with a confirmation saying, yes, it's been booked. That means that you can kind of rest assured knowing someone else is going to get it for you. And also if you want to change your plans before then, they do give you some kind of like money back. I think it's maybe even 100% money back before the ticket is fully confirmed. That would be my recommendation. So I would personally ignore this QR code because I think it works best for Chinese citizens. When I've tried using this here, it hasn't worked for me. Even live train times, it doesn't work. So let's have a look at this table we've got here. Oh, so if one table wasn't enough, we've got a second table. I'm really intrigued how these two tables interact with each other. Oh, look at that. It's designed so it's just got a clearance of about a hand's width in between. So you could have a laptop on here or an iPad on here watching something and eating dinner on here. That is clever. That is very simple. Let's talk about this headrest because I'm a bit disappointed it doesn't rise up. Like when you're sitting, for me, actually it's not too bad because I'm a Westerner. My height is much higher than everything else here. So even in like taxis and everything else, like the headrest is usually like where my shoulders are. So if I was to sit up straight, I'd want to actually push this up, but you can't on here, which is a shame. You do have like a nice side rest though, so if you really that would be good. Also what's really nice is you've got up here, tells you what the next train station is. Tells you whether the bathroom is free or not, so it's green at the moment, which means it's available, and it tells you what the temperature is inside and outside. So It obviously comes across with both Chinese and English, but what's really good is that you can have your headphones in and know what station is coming up next. I mean, look at that, all those suitcases are already full and the train's not leaving for another 12 minutes. So you see how quickly the suitcases rack fills up here. So the recommendation would be, if you do have a suitcase, get here early, get to the front of the queue early. I'll take you on a tour of the train once we get going. And yeah, enjoy the views. Coke, please. Thank you. GG. And then also a little snack box. Let's have a look inside here. So this is the bathroom here. It's not too bad. It's got a nice little frame at the back. It actually does feel like you're on a plane a little bit. No soap. Again, trains here like Japan. No soap. No hand dryers. So you also bring your own towel. They do have a toilet seat over. And what is really nice here is that you do not get toilet roll. Only in first class though. It's got a water cooler.
保提浪，由于咱们是叫厂，这个不提多少还是保提浪嘛？咱们有他们的厂往前开，他们到往前跟他们领票嘛。他们到的厂呢，这个咱们票票嘛的。
So this train is travelling on one of the longest high-speed train lines that was ever constructed, all in one go, here between Beijing to Shanghai. The train is currently travelling at a speed of almost 345 kilometers an hour. That's around 200 miles an hour down Bye-bye, first class train. That was really comfy. That was very nice. I enjoyed that. And look at where we are now. Shanghai Hongqiao railway station. The only thing to do now is to get myself on the underground and then head on into Shanghai itself. So I hope you've enjoyed this video where I've taken this G7 train to Shanghai. If you have liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up. And I'm just getting distracted because there's another train coming in. So many bullet trains. I've never seen so many in my life before. So yes, please give it a thumbs up if you've liked the video. Let me know in the comments below, have you been on a bullet train here in China? Which one did you get? And I'm intrigued to know, if you've been business class, do you get free Wi-Fi? Because you don't get Wi-Fi included on this train or in any of the train stations that I've seen. So, please subscribe and you'll see all my other videos from China. But as always, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye.